Hello?
Hi, could I please speak with Alice Andrews?
Speaking.
Hi, Alice. This is Ruth. I'm calling from the Kingston Center for Children and Youth.
Okay.
I was referred to you by a local agency here about Paul Andrews.
Yeah, it's my son.
Okay, great. How are you today?
Good. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So I'm just calling to sort of set up a first session with you guys. Have you ever been to our center before?
I have with Allie a few years ago, but it's been a while since then.
Okay. So this first phone call is just sort of to set things up, to find an appointment date that works for you, and to talk to you about some of the forms that I'd like to get you to fill out before our meeting. Do you have a few minutes to talk?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Okay, great. So, how many people would you say are in your household?
We're four of us.
The four of you. So it's you and Paul and who else? Allie.
Yeah, my daughter Allie and my husband Bert.
Okay, great. And how's your schedule look? Do you guys have a lot on the go? Or are you usually busy on certain days?
Mostly as long as it's after the kids are done school, we're pretty flexible.
Okay, great. So I'm just taking a look here. How does Wednesday at about 4 work for you?
Yeah, that should work fine.
Okay, great. So the first session will mostly be a meet and greet, nothing too heavy. I have some documents, and what they're looking for is some background on, what counseling you've been to before, where Allie's been, and kind of where you guys are at as a family. So any problems that you're having, any conflicts, and a little bit of background in terms of health and what's going on at school. Is that something that you feel you could fill out on your own or with the family?
Yeah, I can get the whole family to help me fill it out too.
Okay, that's great. Do you have any questions about a first session with me?
Not at the moment, no. I'm just wondering how you were gonna send the first intake to me.
Well, there are two options. I could actually mail it over to you if you'd like, or I could email it. Which works best for you?
If you want to mail it over, I know the kids have their own computers, but we kind of just use theirs, so I think just mailing it would be better.
Okay, great. And is your address here 99 Portsmouth?
Yeah.
Yep. And the postal code is K9C3M1?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. So I'll send those over to you. You should see them, in the next day or two. And I guess maybe just let the family know what we have planned, and if you need to reschedule or anything, I can give you my phone number.
Okay.
So it's 613
Okay.
292
Okay.
4498.
Perfect. And your name again, sorry?
Is Ruth
Okay.
Lau.
Okay.
And I'm in Monday to Friday from 10 until 6.
Okay, perfect. So I'll speak with the family tonight just to make sure everything works, and then if there's any issues, I'll give you a call.
Okay, great. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday at 4.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Alice.
Bye.
So, hi everybody. Thanks so much for coming in today. My name's Ruth, and we're going to be working together sort of as a group, talking about some things that are going on in your family. I know that I talked to Alice on the phone last week, and we sort of got some information on the family, and we set up the appointment, but we don't really know each other yet. So I thought we could start off with maybe just going around the table. You could tell me your name and maybe a little bit about who you are, and tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream. And if you don't mind, Alice, starting us off.
Hi, my name's Alice. I am Allie and Paul's mother, and I am Bert's wife, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, I'm Allie, and my favorite ice cream is chocolate.
I'm Paul, and Rocky Road would be my favorite.
Good choice.
I'm Bert, and pistachio is my favorite.
You don't hear that one too often. So I'm Ruth, and I would have to say that my favorite ice cream flavor is Neapolitan. I like to get those 3 flavors mixed in there. It's pretty tasty. So I know from sort of what Alice and I talked about over the phone that Allie, you're a little bit familiar with coming in and talking to someone here at the center. Is that correct? Yeah. And has it been a positive experience so far? Something you look forward to?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Has anyone else ever come to the center before to talk to anyone here? No?
Mm.
So it's kind of new to everyone, which is exciting, but I'm sure you guys are sort of wondering what's going to happen, and I don't want you to be nervous or anything. So today, what we're going to do is we're sort of going to go over everything that Alice and I talked about on the phone and everything that you guys filled out at home. Did everyone have a chance to look at the stuff that I sent over?
Yeah.
Yeah? We'll just go over that, and you guys can tell me a little bit more about yourselves, and we'll get a good start. We'll see sort of, what you guys think your strengths are as a family, and maybe some of the challenges that you've been having, and just make sure that we're all on the same page before we move forward. So, Allie, how old are you?
16 years old.
You're 16, and Paul, you are?
I'm 12.
You're 12. So, Bert, you and Alice have been married for a little while, but this is your second marriage?
Yeah, it is. I was married when I was in the army. Yeah.
Okay. And you adopted Allie and Paul?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I guess just start off, I'm sort of curious about how your days go, what, your routine sort of is as a family. So, do you guys go to school every day? Yeah? Okay.
Not
And,
that we like it.
You don't like it? What happens? Would you say that you always don't enjoy going to school? Is it just
Most of the time.
Most of the time? Okay.
My grades have been dropping.
You're having is it academically you're finding it's hard in your classes?
I just
Or
don't really care anymore.
you don't really care about that? So what do you like to do instead of going to classes?
Hanging out with my friends.
Okay. Do you have a close group of friends, Allie?
Oh, I hang out with everybody.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Alice, how does that, have you noticed any big changes in who Allie hangs out with recently?
Yes, I have, and she's been staying out late and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, sneaking out.
Sneaking out.
Yes.
So does that mean that Allie has a curfew at home?
She does.
Okay.
We've given her a curfew, but she does not come back at that time. So we grabbed her, but then she sneaked out.
She sneaks out, okay. And are the curfew and things like that, is that something that you guys, the three of you, decide together, or how does that work?
No.
It's mostly me and Alice.
Alright. And Alice, are you finding it challenging with Allie sneaking out a lot?
Very much so, because it's causing a lot of conflicts between our whole family with
Okay.
it, because they're always in constant fighting.
Constant fighting? Okay, you know what, I think you mentioned that on the phone, and that's sort of one of the big things that you're finding as a family, that there's a lot of conflict. So Paul, where do you fit in with that when they're always fighting?
I don't.
You don't? No. So when school is done, what do you do at the end of the school day? You go out with friends? Or you on any like sports teams?
No. I just kind of hang out, use my computer.
Okay. And do you guys have a family computer? Or is that like in your room by yourself?
In my room.
In your room, okay. So do you know what he spends a lot of his time looking at, Alice? Is that something that...
We haven't really went through his computer to see what he's been looking at. We kind of go in once in a while to check up on him, but other than that, no.
And you work in the home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And Bert, what do you do for work?
Well, I got fired recently, and I work part-time at a gas station. That's all I can do right now.
Okay. That must be kind of hard, being laid off. That can add a lot of stress to the family.
It is, and Alice comments about my laziness all the time, and it frustrates me.
It would be frustrating. Alice, are you feeling that same frustration sort of at home?
Yes, because I find I'm doing a lot of the housework and I'm trying to help them with their homework, and he's not contributing to it.
Okay. Yeah, you can see how that might make things a little bit tense. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on, and there are a lot of different reasons for that. So, Allie, I kind of want to take it back to you. So you said that you have a lot of friends. Now, are these friends that you bring home and that like who you feel like you hang out with, or are they boyfriends? Are you going out on dates? What does that look
Well,
like?
I have lots of boyfriends, but I also have a lot of friends, but I just don't like to take them home because he always yells at me.
Do you find that you do a lot of yelling, Bert?
It's just because I want them to obey the rules, and they don't, so I have to raise my voice.
Paul, do you feel like there are a lot of rules for you as well at home?
Not really. But then again, I'm not Allie, so I don't really need the rules.
What does that mean? Can you explain that a little bit more to me?
Well, everything she does is just to rebel against the parents. She doesn't even care. She doesn't care about the family.
Okay. And would you say that you follow the rules, or you just don't need rules?
I don't need rules.
Okay.
Just keep to myself.
Okay. So, do you have sleepovers with any of your friends? Do you have like one special friend at school that you talk to a lot? No? On the computer, are you talking to any friends in that way, like on chat groups or stuff like
No.
that?
Mostly I just look at bloody stuff.
Bloody stuff.
Some gore.
Are you watching like action movies or?
No, just some cool pictures, you know, zombies and dead people and all that stuff.
Okay. Now, sort
And
of
fires.
and fires. I'm kind of relieved that you brought that up, Paul, because when I was talking with your mom, she was saying that there was an incident about a week ago, and it had to do with one of her dresses. Do you want to sort of tell me what happened there, or do you want your mom to tell me?
Oh, just set it on fire.
Okay. So, and Alice, was that a big surprise to you?
It was because we weren't, like, what was going on was there was a dispute between Allie and Paul, and we were talking about that, and then we look over and Paul's setting one of my dresses on fire.
Okay. So I would say that, looking through all of this stuff and sort of talking together, I think it would be really great if, as a family, you could identify some priorities, some things that you really want to work on. And I would say that maybe, Paul, setting a fire is really dangerous, right? And that's probably something that I would recommend as a priority for you guys to look at, just so that everyone feels safe. And also, if you're not feeling heard, there are a lot of different ways that you can express that. So,
Can you tell me one thing, please?
like to know one thing that you can do instead of lighting fires? Well, I would say, finding a healthy outlet for your feelings. So if you're angry, from the sounds of it, I would try using your words. I would try talking to someone, and even if that looks like a fight or yelling, I think that's really healthy. Okay. So, Allie, you said that you have a lot of boyfriends.
Yep.
Is there like one steady boyfriend?
Well, I have like this really, really nice boyfriend, and we don't really get along with him. Well, we don't get along with each other because he's native, so he's not happy about that. But I really like him,
Okay.
and we get along really well, and it really upsets me when he makes fun of something. It's hard.
Gert, do you wanna sort of speak to that?
I just don't think she should be dating a native. I just think she should, if she wants to date someone of her own race.
Okay. And have you guys talked to that? Like, did you guys have a conversation about that, or it's just like a no?
It's not allowed. He just yells at me, but I really like him.
Okay.
He's really great.
It's nice to hear that he's great, especially if he's good to you. And I think that that's something else that we could talk about. And Bert, you got kind of tense there when it came up, and I can see that it really bothers you. I think that that's something else that we can explore. So another section in the intake forms that I sent you guys was about health issues, and I was kind of wondering, if there were any big changes that had happened to anyone's health in the last year. And that could be physical, like going to the doctors, or it could be a mental health issue if you've been talking to like a counselor at the school, or if anyone's noticed anything. Alice, do you have anything that sort of pops out at you?
Allie's been having a lot of issues where we've had to take her to the hospital.
What's a lot?
Well, we've had to take her twice to the hospital for suicidal ideation,
Okay,
is what the doctors call it.
alright. And Allie, do you think like a lot, that description is accurate?
I mean, it's only twice, but I mean, they feel pretty hard sometimes. So
Yeah. And was there somebody at the hospital that you really talked to about that, or how did that go?
it went well.
And I saw in your file that you used to see Dr. Fitzpatrick.
Yes,
Yeah. And how did you like meeting with Dr. Fitzpatrick?
very good.
You did? Yeah. Did you find it helpful?
Yes, very helpful.
Are you still taking any medication at all?
Just when I need it.
When you need it? And when, like, can you give me an example of a time when you think you might use it or you would take
Yeah. So when I'm feeling really anxious, I'll take it. But like if I'm not feeling anxious, I won't take anything. So a lot of the time when we're fighting, I feel like I always need to take it, so I'll take it. But if not, then I don't.
Okay. And how about you, Paul? Have you been talking to anyone at the school or?
Well, not really, but some people say that I'm depressed or I have behavior issues, so that's why they told me to come to this counseling place. And yeah, so that's the first time I've been here.
And Bert, have you noticed any behavior issues with Paul that you think
Just-
should be addressed?
Just his fire setting. His fire setting is a big one. Never know what's gonna happen.
Just one time, Dad.
Well, the neighbors have said more than one time, so
Alice was always like mopey around.
Mopey and sad. Alice, do you think that that's a fair description of how you are sometimes?
Sometimes yes, depending on kind of what's going on, but
Okay. And what are some things that are going on that might make you feel, a little bit mopier?
just really upsets me that like we can't be a unit as a family, that there's always a lot of fighting and going on.
Yeah, that would be hard, and it can be tiring too when that's going on a lot. You guys are, I'm seeing, I'm hearing that you guys, have your challenges as a family, but I'm also seeing a lot of strengths here. And Alice, you really do care about the best interest of your family, and Allie, you have a really great self-awareness, and you're very sociable, which is good.
And Bert just wants to protect Allie, okay? Like Bert he wants her not to get hurt. It's his little girl.
Yeah, I definitely see that. You seem very set on protecting your family, Bert. And I think that maybe one of the suggestions that I would have for goals as a family is to work maybe on communication so that everyone feels like they're a part of making those goals, and maybe you might see some positive changes from that. What goals do you think that you would like to set in working together?
Well, I would like to hear them not yell so much because like then everyone has to deal with their issues.
Okay. Alice, do you have anything?
I think it would just be good for us to deal with things as a family and not just like people just alone, kind of.
Okay. Allie, what do you think you'd
I want
really
to get along with them.
Yeah?
I do.
How about you, Bert? Is that something that you would also like to do to get along with Allie more?
of course I would like to get along with Allie and with my wife and with Paul. And maybe I just need to work on some anger. Working on my anger.
Yeah, that's some good self-awareness. And I know, part of facing your challenges is seeing what it is that you can do and then seeing what you can do as a group. So, it's really wonderful. Okay. So, I just quickly, our time is coming to an end, but I'd really like to go around the group and if you could share, one positive thing that came out of today and maybe something that you weren't crazy about or something you'd like to do differently next time if that pops into your head. Feel free to mention that. And Bert, do you want to take us away?
I guess like learning about Paul and how he needs more attention than just Allie.
Paul, how does that make you feel knowing that your dad sort of heard you say that?
Kind of good.
Good. How about you, Alice?
I like seeing that like as much as we fight and often that like they still care about me because they realize that I've been upset and I've been mopey, so that kind of makes me feel really good that like they care and that Paul cares because he doesn't. sorry, that Bert cares because he doesn't want to fight with me. So
It's good to feel loved and cared about. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Allie?
Felt good that I could understand that he actually cares about me and that he's not just trying to wreck my relationship, but he actually cares. So it's kind of nice to know that.
And how about you, Paul? One nice thing.
feels good to know that I might get a little bit more attention around the house now. And I won't have to listen to all the surgery.
And what's something that you'd like to do differently?
I guess I'd like to learn how to not set some fires.
Yeah, I think we can work on that too. I think that's definitely doable. All right. So, I'd love to set up a follow-up appointment with you guys, have everybody come in and sort of set a plan in place that you can really work with and make sure that everyone's good with that. And Alice, I'll give you a call later in the week and we'll set that up. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a really great week and I'll see you soon.
You've got magic inside your fingertips.